This whole video is tons of Michael updates, okay? This is probably gonna be a 30-minute video. I'm not even kidding. All right, y'all, hello. I got the microphone out today, so you know. It's about to be one of those videos. As we can see, I'm back from vacation. It was a lot of fun. Before I start this video, I have to give a shout out because I forgot to do this. In my last video, I literally promised Leah that I would do it, and then I posted the video, and what do you know, I get a DM being like, hey girl, you were supposed to tell me happy birthday in your last video. So Leah, happy now late birthday. I apologize. I am sorry that I forgot. So I hope you had the best birthday, and thank you for messaging me to remind me because again, my memory is not great. Okay. First order of business. This whole video is tons of Michael updates, okay? Firstly, the most important thing about the Michael biopic, it is coming out on April 24th, 2026. It's not this year, you know. I mean, I know originally it was supposed to be this year, but it is confirmed. Period! 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 Thank God, okay? And I'm also going to give you guys a few other updates from, I believe it's MJJ Facts, which I reference a lot in my Michael update videos because they keep up with any new Michael content. So if I'm ever busy and I'm not on the internet a lot, I always take a look at their account and see what they've posted. Secondly, we had some 4K footage that was released for black or white, right? The MJ estate put up a 4K version of black or white. Now, obviously, we were like, yes, finally, you know, some new, nice Michael content, you know?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I watch it because Alyssa, she always messages me when things happen, and I appreciate it because sometimes I do miss stuff. So she messages me and she says, have you watched it yet? She sends me the link. Well, all in the comments, people are like, hey, why did y'all cut this part of the Panther dance, and why do certain portions of the video look like this? This could have been done better, basically. Somebody went through on Instagram. This is from Con Los Bees. I'm butchering this, but it's this account. Okay, they put out this. They showed the comparison between the original black or white video and the Panther dance and the newly uploaded 4K version, right? So here we go. A faithful tribute or an official distortion. The black or white music video was re-uploaded in 4K. But what promised to be a restored gem is now causing outrage due to unjustified changes. So here she put screenshots of everything that was altered. This is one that I saw a lot of people talking about on Twitter. Where was the zipper scene? There's a part in the Panther dance where Michael, you know, iconic part. That's gone. And I'm gonna have to blur out some of this because it does have racial slurs, but if you watch the original video, it was very prominent in it, you know. I know YouTube is kind of, you know, strict for creators to include like vulgar racist language, so I will have to blur it, but basically what it says is N-word, go home. There's a couple that are, you know, very racially charged, but that's gone. So they took the graffiti that said that off the car before Michael smashes it. And then this image was processed with AI to look like 4K, but it's not. The original is on the left, and the right, his teeth look extremely weird. Even his eyes look different. Using AI with all of the money that the estate has is pretty disgusting. There's no excuse. You can do better. You can do better. So I've got to agree with everybody that was complaining that it was lazy and sloppy and it was not what was promised, right? I mean, when I first looked at it, had high hopes, but the more I looked at it, I realized it was not done well. The graffiti. Did Michael want them there? No. Michael never approved that graffiti. They didn't appear in the original 1991 cut, and they were added by Sony. Michael opposed the censorship and intervention in his work. The new version revives that censorship and makes it official. It says, how real is this 4K? They didn't use the original film negatives or recreate the digital effects. They just took an old SD version, ran it through AI filters, and uploaded it. That's not real 4K. It's a digital trick to make it look less blurry, which I've seen many times with images, old images. People try to restore them, but the process to actually restore it, I don't know the step-by-step process, right? They kind of explained with the negatives and stuff at the time, the film negatives, but I don't know the whole process. My boyfriend, he's into film, things like that. I don't know much about it. I take a picture on my camera or my phone and call it a day. From what I could see, it's a longer process than it would take to run it through a machine that's AI generated. So that's unfortunate because, again, the estate has plenty of resources and money to do it the right way. What should have been done: responsible restoration, scan the original negatives in 4K, which again takes time, reconstruct the video frame by frame. That takes a long time, but this is Michael Jackson's estate. Like, they have the resources, time, and money to do so. Reinsert the original digital effects or clearly explain what was changed. Another reason why Michael is so iconic and legendary is because Michael was very involved in every aspect of the creative process, not just making the music, not just writing the lyrics, not just being in the studio, but the filming itself and the entire process that it took for him to put together short films and things like that. So it says MJ wasn't just the artist, he was the full creative director. Every shot, every effect, every edit had purpose. Changing that without his consent is like repainting a Picasso because you don't get it. It's a betrayal of his art. A lot of people talked about keeping Wade Robson in the footage. Why erase MJ but keep him? Who benefits from this version? The public doesn't. We use historical accuracy. MJ doesn't. His vision was altered without care, but the estate does, which seems to be a common theme. Unfortunately, they save time and money and release new content effortlessly. It's just really disappointing. But not long after this, people reached out and emailed the estate. A lot of Michael fans complained to the estate, and the estate actually put out a statement. This is from MJJ Facts. The MJ estate explains cuts in 4K version of black or white and promises correction. Thank you for reaching out to the MJ online team about the 4K upscale of the black or white short film. We hear your concern about any editing that may have been made to the black or white. First and foremost, there was actually no edit made. The difference in the scene is an error that occurred because the master tape used to create the Prez version of the short film was apparently mislabeled as uncensored. There are multiple master tapes of black or white labeled uncensored, and the best quality tape which was used turns out to have originally been labeled. Now that this has been brought to the estate's attention, the estate will go back and look and work on getting an unpressed version, which includes the censored scene, so the uncensored version can be restored to Michael's YouTube channel. Thank you for bringing the oversight to our attention and for your concern about Michael Jackson's overall legacy. We appreciate your patience as the estate works to update this short film, and that's from the MJ online team. It's kind of a mixed review. Like, a lot of people are saying, sure, that's what they all say. I'm just reading comments on here. The fact that no one from the estate noticed shows the embarrassing lack of care that was taken with this project. I have to agree that it seems like the estate, and I mean, Paris Jackson has spoken out against the estate as well, and that's Michael's own daughter. So unfortunately, this isn't a surprise to me, but it is a little bit disappointing even so, because they seem to want to do things quick and fast, to get out what people want, but then it ends up not really being what people want. So that was about the 4K release of black or white, because I did get a lot of people, including Alyssa, sending me things about that. So that's my opinion on that. I think they could have done a better job. I am glad they at least put out a statement. I mean, obviously, sometimes people reach out to them and they only get a personal email back or like a personal response, but they actually put out a statement. So hey, that's better than nothing, I guess. But 2 more biopic updates. I should have done that before this, but I forgot. So
disappointing.
This is from MJJ Facts as well. Ben Cara will portray John Lennon in the Michael Jackson biopic. That's him. So apparently John Lennon will also be featured in it. Then we have another MJJ Facts biopic update. The biopic production team are set up at a house by Griffith Park, which is apparently Quincy Jones's house in the movie. This was on July 1st, so this was a while ago, literally over a month ago, but I don't think I included this in my last Michael biopic video because it was a while ago. That's the picture of it. I think that's all. for that. That was something I definitely wanted to address on this channel because I've been doing Michael biopic updates, and you know, anytime new Michael content is released, I try to talk about it or react to it. Now this one is fresh. This is as of this morning. I'm filming this on August 3rd, okay? This has caused a lot of discourse within just a few hours. As someone that loves Michael Jackson and also loves BTS. Thank you guys, by the way, for all the new watchers on my channel who found my Jin vlog. Thank you to everyone who found that video. I didn't expect it to get even 1,000 views, to be honest. I will do BTS content every now and then, so stick around. But yeah, this is going to bring me into something that I got a lot of thoughts about, which is this tweet that I saw this morning. I love this account, by the way. I am Veronica777 tweeted out, unreleased Michael Jackson songs worked on during his time in Ireland in 2006 are finally being brought to life. Korean boy band BTS has recorded one of the tracks. The full tribute album and documentary are in the works. This tweet, as of now, has 21,000 likes, myself included, 11K retweets or quotes, which is including me as well. And just reading through them, a lot of BTS fans are happy. But there are also a lot of Michael Jackson fans I have seen that are not so happy. And I just want to address both sides. I really am not trying to offend anyone, you guys. I'm not trying to offend BTS. I'm not trying to offend Michael, okay? The MJ estate, we just talked about. And, I have some thoughts about the MJ estate. As someone that has been keeping up with BTS, not as long as some BTS fans, but I have kept up with them, is 2018. So that's been a decent amount of time. Every time I've seen BTS, if Michael is mentioned, they have been nothing but respectful. They have been very transparent with the fact that they are influenced by Michael Jackson, right? I mean, it's so easy to see in Dynamite. There's a black or white performance with Jimin and Jungkook. The influence of Michael has always been really just the K-pop industry as a whole. It's no surprise to me that I ended up getting into K-pop because it's so heavily Michael influenced, right? Now, obviously, no one is going to be the next Michael Jackson. No one is Michael Jackson. BTS or BTS, they are successful and talented in their own way as a group as well as individually, and Michael Jackson is obviously a legend. But there is a lot of discourse between BTS fans and Michael fans, and it makes me kind of sad because I feel like this is a great time for Michael fans and BTS fans to like connect. I see a lot of BTS fans that are excited, not because they're obsessed with Michael Jackson like I am, but because they know Michael Jackson is a legend and this is a huge deal because not just anyone can perform a Michael Jackson song, right? Or record something that Michael put together. But then there are a lot of Michael fans who don't like BTS, or some that even do like BTS, and they're not very happy about it because they don't think that this should be given to someone because it's Michael's track. And I just want to say I understand both sides.
Hi guys, it is editing me here. I filmed this video in the early afternoon, and since I have filmed it, I have learned more things about this situation. This has been mentioned before a while ago. I don't remember the exact date, but here's another tweet I saw from the same account I mentioned earlier, and there's actually a trailer of studio owner Patty Dunning, and he shares the story behind the MJ tribute album and the collab with K-pop artist BTS. So there's actually footage on Twitter of that as well if you haven't seen it. Also, I wanted to mention that when the Thriller 40 documentary was released, some of you probably already know this because a lot of us watched the Thriller 40 documentary, but BTS were actually in the documentary. It talked about the influence Michael had on their choreography, especially for Dynamite. So BTS and Michael have been mentioned definitely in other situations as well. Another thing I want to include is that it does say a BTS tribute, but there is this screenshot which I do remember seeing at one point, which shows other collaborators that could be working on this. It's not just BTS. This is what I'm confused about, and I've tried to find the answer, but I can't find solid evidence of this. So this is where I'm really unsure of how to feel, to be honest. So this was from 2006, apparently, right? This unreleased track. Now, what I'm confused about is this unreleased track, because I haven't seen it specified. It just says unreleased Michael Jackson song. So is the song, does it have Michael's vocals? I've seen some people saying it will include some of Michael's vocals. Was it just unfinished, or did Michael just write it and put it together just a little bit, but there's not a lot of vocals and things like that? Or, it's just really incomplete. And that's not bashing Michael. I'm just saying how far along did it get, basically. That's what I'm confused about. So if anybody knows the answer to that, that would be extremely helpful, because I've been waiting for more information to come out and I haven't seen it yet. Watch, by the time I upload this, something will come out. It's because originally I was thinking, when I saw people arguing, Michael fans saying, we don't want BTS to do this. Even some people that are Michael and BTS fans say, oh, we just want Michael's version. What I'm thinking is, if there is, like, kind of how a lot of people are saying they want something like Escape, or, unreleased tracks or original tracks to just be put out, which some people also have mixed opinions on, because some people feel like, oh, well, Michael wouldn't want an unfinished product to be released. And I could kind of see that, because obviously Michael was a perfectionist, and that is why he was so amazing, right? He wanted the final product to actually be the final product that was released to the public. But my thing is, what if there is a version with Michael? Why don't we release both versions? Why don't we release Michael's version for the Michael fans that want that? And then for the people like myself who would love to hear BTS's take on it, you can also release that. Like, that's what I'm thinking is the best thing to do, if there is enough of Michael's vocals and things like that to put out a full song. What do you guys think about that? Because that's the one thing I'm like, I feel like we could all agree on that, right? Because obviously I would love to hear Michael's version too. I mean, come on now. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Why would I not? I'm going to read some tweets that I've seen and kind of give my thoughts, because I've seen more and more tweets come up. So here is one of those tweets that I mentioned earlier about somebody mentioning they should release demos like they did with Escape rather than something like this. Again, I think they should release Michael's version as well as BTS's, if Michael's version is available, right? Because I think we would all be interested in that. This person says, I would have loved more of a collab between Michael and BTS, something like The Estate did with Justin Timberlake. Why would you sell me something that's Michael if it's not going to be sang by him? Again, like, if they have Michael's version, release it, right? Now, this is where I'm starting to get a little, I think it's getting a little odd. I think it's totally fine to question the estate's decision-making process, because I feel like any Michael fan can agree that that is very common, unfortunately, for us to do. The estate, I mean, I just talked about it earlier in this video. The estate has done some very questionable things and promised us things that haven't happened and things of that nature. So, but stuff like this, it's like they picked Billie Eilish to do a Whitney Houston tribute. I mean, I have to say that I do think some people that are talking poorly about BTS and the talent that they have, the lack of talent that they think they have, as someone that has watched them since 2018, they are very hard workers. They are great performers. I've seen them live so many times. Amazing performers. Like, I don't know, I find stuff like this to be just odd all the way around, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, this person, I am blocking out people's names because I'm not trying to, get people to say nasty stuff to these people for what their opinion is, but I don't really agree with this take, to be honest. And then stuff like this. Why are BT fans, that's rude, so upset that Michael Jackson fans simply just want Michael's memory to be respected and not have his older recordings tampered with and further exploited now that he isn't here any longer? Like, you guys are actual ghouls, OMG. Which they're actually quoting a tweet that got a lot of traction by a Michael fan that said, no disrespect to BTS, but no Michael Jackson fan asked this. And I think, obviously, I'm a Michael Jackson fan and I'm excited to hear the tribute. I don't think we should be saying stuff like this to BTS fans. I know that there's a lot of fan wars within the K-pop community, and sometimes they get really nasty for really every fandom. Let's point our anger to where I think it belongs, like the frustration, which is the UJ estate. I think that's something we can all agree on as a common denominator here. So kind of a weird comment. This one I fully agree with. I like that BTS sings a song written by MJ because I also love BTS. They're a very important part of my life and they're great artists and people. Now, if you don't like them singing it, that's fine. Y'all have different tastes and opinions. There's no need to insult us for that. Not everyone is a BTS fan. That's totally fine. But some of the things I've seen, it's not constructive criticism and it's not calling out the estate and more shaming BTS, right? I have seen some of that. Not a lot. I will say not a lot, but I have seen it. This one, I think this one is said respectfully, right? I truly respect BTS. I don't know. I think anyone that has seen any little bit of BTS content can agree that they have worked very hard to be where they are. So I can't help but be a little defensive over them. They're very passionate about what they do. You know what I mean? They produce their music. I could go on for a long time, but I've already recorded this for a minute, so I won't go into too much detail. But I just feel like you kind of have to have a little bit of background of BTS's journeys as artists, right? As a group, as individuals, to fully grasp the situation. It says, I truly respect BTS and I love how much they have been honoring MJ throughout their career. They truly are talented as hell, and I hope they will make good use of MJ's vocals, which again, this is sharing that MJ's vocals may be included in the track, so I would love clarification on if that's true or not. However, I wish we got projects we've been asking for years as well. As a Michael Jackson fan, I feel this. I'm going to list some of them for you guys later on when I get to that screenshot, because someone literally lists them out and it's like stuff we've been waiting for forever, and this black or white 4K footage was disappointing for us. So I fully agree with what this person is saying. The work of the MJ estate is just so frustrating, because how are you going to sell his unreleased vocals to other artists and never give us simple projects honoring his albums, not even remastered concert footage? Like, they could be doing so much more with Michael's legacy, right? That would actually really make the fans happy. Obviously, Michael fans are going to want Michael stuff. That's totally understandable. Tributes are great. Absolutely. But yeah, we're going to want Michael. Like, that totally makes sense. Agree with this person. The unreleased vocals, this person is acting like there are vocals on it. So again, why don't we release both versions? MJ Estate, release both versions, please. BTS fans will be happy that they got something with Michael, and then Michael fans will be happy because they got Michael, because they're Michael fans. This one, why not give fans what they've been asking for years? Like, I don't know, the rest of the Victory Tour, footage in 4K, Dangerous documentary, the rest of the Thriller outtakes y'all left off Thriller 40, a trailer. Heavy on that. I agree. Now, this is something that I understand what people are saying, but also I have a different opinion on this. This says, saw BTS fans say that this tribute will help get Michael popular among the younger gen. Honey, this is Michael Joseph Jackson we're talking about. He doesn't need anybody's co-signing. It's others who will benefit from being associated with him. Obviously, everyone probably knows who Michael Jackson is. I really don't think I've ever met a person who did not know who Michael Jackson was, and I'm being so serious. Never in my entire life. I will say BTS fans are very committed to streaming. Michael is literally trending on Twitter right now. Like, it's trending, and it's going to trend for a while following this, especially when it comes out, right? What I think I would say that BTS fans will get out of this that don't know a lot about Michael is more about Michael as a person, potentially. Like, this may open the door. They may look at Michael's music and like his music videos and be like, wow, like, he's good looking, or, oh, I should listen to more of his music, right? It opens the door not to knowing who Michael is, but knowing more about who Michael is, if that makes sense. There was a time where I was a fan of Michael and I knew a couple of his songs, and then there was when I watched like every single interview of Michael and watched his DVDs, his concert DVDs and stuff. Like, it's a different level of being a fan, and I feel like a lot of BTS fans could reach that really committed fan level through this tribute. That's just my opinion, though. Y'all let me know what you think about that. I'm not saying that, Michael's reliant on BTS to stay relevant. I'm absolutely not saying that. What I am saying is that I do think that this could benefit both sides of the fandom, right? like BTS fans and Michael fans. This says the estate is giving us everything but the things we've actually been begging for. And then they quoted this tweet and said, no History 30th documentary, no Dangerous 25th documentary, no Invincible mention or recognition, no Billie Jean 4K short film, barely official photo from the biopic. They are rarely active. Couldn't agree more. This is an estate problem, though. This is not let's be mad and attack BTS. Let's make that clear. This is the estate's problem. Something I can say as someone that loves Michael and loves BTS, it's the common denominator is the MJ estate, I'm telling you. And one last thing, I'm sorry, I know I've talked for so long, but this nobody asked for this that I'm seeing, I understand. I think I've said this multiple times in this video that yes, obviously Michael fans are going to want Michael content. I fully agree with that. But to say that nobody asked for this, as a BTS and Michael fan, I am excited. And believe it or not, I follow multiple Twitter accounts, I mean a lot, that are Michael fans as well as BTS fans. And I can assure you that there are people like myself who are excited about this. Does that excuse the MJ Estate's messiness? No, it doesn't. Okay. And I think people have a right to obviously feel how they feel. Everybody has a right and is entitled to their opinion. But the nobody asked for this, and then this one, I don't think nobody is genuinely mad that BTS is covering MJ the way y'all are trying to make it seem, which I will say the majority of what I've seen is not people saying like BTSHIT to be offensive, like I mentioned earlier. I've seen a lot of people that are just upset with the estate and expressing that and being like, I really just want Michael's vocals, which is understandable. But then the fact of the matter is, if most MJ fans could curate an album for him, BTS ain't making the cut, which is people's point. The estate doesn't know their audience. Again, as a Michael fan, BTS doesn't surprise me that it came up because I've been watching them since 2018 and I see the Michael influence. But let's be real. I mean, what artist hasn't taken influence from Michael? He's so iconic and so powerful. I mean, it's really impossible to not take influence from him. I think I'm done rambling now. I'm sorry, that was a lot. Now we can let original me finish out this video. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Also, if you want to share your opinions, let's just all try to be respectful. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Let's just try to keep it respectful in the comments, but I would love to hear how y'all feel about all this. Whether you're a Michael fan, BTS fan, both, you know, just a Michael fan, like, let me know.
I think it's time that a lot of people that maybe just listen to K-pop and don't know as much about Michael Jackson learn more about him and realize just how iconic he is, because I feel like some people that don't know a whole lot about Michael, they don't truly know the power and influence that he has, and now is a great time to teach them that, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm seeing it as a positive, but I understand the discourse for sure as someone that likes Michael and BTS. I am curious to see how this is gonna go. I think that's all the updates that I have. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.